What's good, my Rags of Fitness people, my Rags of Fitness folks, my Rags of Fitness fam? It's your man Rags. Back off up in this thing, and when I tell you I'm off up in it, I'm knee deep all off up in it. For my weight loss people that's going through this journey, man, keep your head up, keep striving. For my Alabama Crimson Tide fans, can I get a roll tide? Roll tide, roll baby. Hey, it's Rags here, talk some Alabama football. So, Rags is here today just to throw out some speculation and some assumptions out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's begin this thing off by talking about Cormani McClain, 5-star DB cornerback that's currently committed to the Miami Hurricanes. Hey, this guy has said he's definitely going to commit to a school. He's definitely going to sign a letter of intent on January 15th. Now, that's what he's saying. January 15th is a deadline that Kamani McClain set and when he's going to sign his letter of intent. So let's talk about Kamani McClain real quick. If you ask me, Rags, what schools are in play besides Miami Hurricanes for 5-star cornerback Kamani McClain? And I have to sit here and tell you that I believe my beloved Alabama Crimson Tide still has a chance in this thing. Just still has a small chance in this thing with this guy. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Eli Riegel has exited the room. Eli Riegel is no longer going to be a part of Alabama's program. He's going to be declaring for the NFL draft. Hey, man, I really ain't got too much to say about that. A lot of people has already put their stuff all over the internet about that, what they feel about it. They think he should come back and give it another try. I say, hey, man, if your heart is not in it with college football anymore and you want to pursue something else to better your family, hey, man, sayonara, my boy. Hey, I wish you all the best. But we must move on. So, could Kamani come and fill a void that's there? Now, we have a lot of DBs. Well, we have a few DBs in this 2023 class. But, hey, we will always welcome another 5-star. Because I think we're going to be mixing and matching some guys, trying some guys out at safety, trying some guys out in the in different packages that we have. You know what I mean? And the other team that I believe that's in play for Kamani McClain is Deion Sanders and them daggone Colorado Buffaloes, them daggone Bisons that's out there, all the way out there in the West, in the Pac-12, them daggone Colorado freaking Buffaloes. Now, let me tell you something about these Buffaloes. Now, they're going to be a thorn in a lot of people's side. And you're beginning to be one on our side, Deion. Prime time. No, prime time. Hey, man, I appreciate what you did in the sweat. Hey, man, keep doing your thing, dog. But anyway, I believe prime time is going to be a little bit hard to beat out from Kamani McClain because I believe prime time has told him that he may have a starting position right away, right on the other side of old Travis Henry. Now, that'll be a dynamic duo. But Travis Henry, you know, he like to go both ways. You know, he like to go both ways, but he played both ways. It still don't sound right where it goes. The man's on both sides of the ball. Damn, that still don't. He play offense and defense. Anyway, so before I interrupted myself, I digressed a little bit. So check this out. You got Travis Henry. He played both. He played offense and defense, right? So is he going to continue to do that while he's at Buffalo, Colorado? I don't know. Maybe so. Like, he's a talented guy. He could do it, but if he focus on one position over the other, I think he'll really be, you know, that guy. But I do believe, you know, Miami is still sitting there. But if he was going to sign with Miami, and if he wasn't thinking about anybody else, he would have signed already. There's somebody else in play, and I believe Colorado right now is the leader. But I tell you one thing. Now, if I was a betting man, I'd say Colorado. But one thing I've always known about Alabama, it's hard to bet against them. And I tell you what, Nick Saban may still be talking to him and trying to get him in. Now, that's just my assumptions. Because I'm telling you something, Nick Saban will never turn down a 5-star player, especially on that cornerback position. If he came to Bama, he might not start right away, but I tell you one thing that he would do. He would probably most definitely be on special teams. He would probably most definitely be in a rotation and be in different packages. I bet you Nick Saban would put him in on stuff like that, right? On things like that, different packages and stuff like that, right? So that's Cormani McClain. We've talked about him, I think, probably enough right now. One of the reasons why I'm talking about him because, let me straighten this up a little bit. I actually saw him play in person, and you know, he's all right. We're just waiting on his commitment. But second thing that we want to talk about today. Now, this might not be Bama news, but this may affect Bama a little bit. You got Bobby Petrino. You got the Louisville Cardinal, the Atlanta Falcons. You got the Arkansas Razorback. You got that. Bobby Petrino is now the offensive coordinator of the Texas A&M Aggies. Now, what do you guys think? You guys to chime in the comments and let me know, what do you think about Jimbo Fisher going to get 61-year-old Bobby Petrino to lead his offense? Now, Bobby Petrino and Jimbo Fisher, this may be your last opportunity here, man. And hey, I can see it going either way. Who's to say that it won't be successful? Who's to say that it might be a big failure? You know, who knows? But I can tell you something about Bobby Petrino. He has won in football, and he has won on that offensive side of the ball, right? When he was at Louisville, he was a winner. He left Louisville, he went to Atlanta. His thing with Atlanta, he wanted to coach Michael Vick and help Michael Vick become a better passer. But Michael Vick had his scandal, right? Michael Vick had his scandal. He was never really able to get that off the ground with Michael Vick. He worked with Matt Schaub, and I think it was Joey Harrington that he had to work with, right? So he left there. He left the Atlanta Falcons. He ended up going to the Arkansas Razorbacks. I think his first season he went 5-7. That was pretty much his only losing season with Arkansas. Other than that, he was balling. He was balling with Arkansas, man. He took him to all kinds of bowl games and stuff. I mean, he was a coach. He was a good coach until that little scandal that he had with the other person that worked on the campus or whatever, the tenderoni, as we like to call him. He had that scandal with the young lady, and Arkansas ended up letting him go. After Arkansas let him go, I think he ended up, I forgot what he ended up going to, but I know that he ended up the head coach at Missouri State. Now, from there, UNLV hired him as an offensive coordinator just recently. He didn't do a year with those guys. He ended up taking the job with Jimbo Fisher, with them fighting Jimbo Fishers, them daggone Aggies. He ended up taking the job with them. And so, what would this dynamic duo look like come next season? Bobby Petrino gonna work his magic that he worked while he was in the SEC, while he was at Louisville? Is this gonna be the Bobby Petrino, the scandal Bobby Petrino? I don't believe so. I believe he's done with those scandals. He's a little bit older. Hopefully he's a little bit wiser. Hopefully he learned from his mistakes. And hopefully, hey, I don't care if he's successful with Texas A&M, as long as he ain't successful against Alabama. Roll Tide, roll. Now, that's all I got to say to you Aggies. You got to worry about LSU, Auburn, and all them. But Bama, as long as you're not successful against us, I don't care what you do. But that's pretty much all I want to come in here and talk about. Like, what is Texas A&M going to look like with this Bobby Petrino coached offense? Are they going to be threats to Alabama? Are they going to be SEC West champions? Oh man, this is about to get very interesting. And I've been hearing some news about old Pete Golden going to Ole Miss, but we gonna save that video for another day. I want Jeremy Pruitt already, yeah.